the niggas out. Where the bottles at? Booty cheeks hanging out my shorts, the niggas hollering at me. I ain't got no baby daddy drama and I'm kid free. Throw that motherfucker in a circle if you feel me. I heard the niggas out. Where the bottles at? Booty cheeks hanging out my shorts, the niggas hollering at me. I ain't got no baby daddy.
Is what you'll find, Jessica, is that you start to do things on your terms. Today, I want to do this. This is what I can control. And if these things don't work, this is what I'll try to do. So the analogy that I was giving, kind of the rainy day, is a very real thing. I think many of us have experienced. The Weather Channel is going to tell you that this weekend's going to be gloomy, but the weekend ends up being the most best day ever. But we're so upset and throughout the week, and then we're like, oh man, it's sunny. I'm so happy. But the whole week's lost that one day. That's what I'm kind of stirring in a little bit, is that I believe that when we keep that in mind and we challenge ourselves to identify that the things that I'm identifying in the future might not be true, and if they're true, they're not right now, we can focus more on the day and what we want to fulfill during the day. And what I want to say is to be a reminder of the things you're growing in, because I think we lose sight of it pretty quickly. The fact that you're in therapy is a big strength too, Jessica. Like, you come here, you're always on time, you always do your best here. Like, you show up for things, you're showing up. That's what matters. I think that's a huge step. And just vulnerability, it's all we want to be with grandma, even when there's fear. Because a lot of the impulsivity that we study, impulsivity comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of not getting, fear of being trapped. That's why you like, I'm gonna just order it. And you're like, F, I'm just gonna do it. I don't care. Whatever's gonna happen. I take the punishment. I'm still gonna do it. And then it doesn't make you feel good. It's like there's this, like, underneath it is masked. That's what I like to call, like, it's a mask blanket of happiness. You're happy on the exterior for it, but internally you're not. And so what we want to start to do is express our unhappiness in those moments. Don't isolate yourself. Yeah. Well, I do want to ask a little bit though, outside of these events that you felt like got you in trouble and grandma was upset with you, what were some things that were good though throughout this last couple weeks that you can identify that were good moments, experiences that you had? Amazing. Those are big highlights though. You might see him as, when you're telling me the story right now, you're painting it out to be like not exciting at all. It's just a normal day for Jessica. But I'm gonna say, wow, amazing. You're making videos, you're cooking, you're working, you're present, and you're in the things that you truly admire and desire. Why can't it be it? The emotion match the action, right? Like, that's the hard part, right? It's hard to answer. Why do I like I said, I feel good, I like it, but it's hard to match that right now. Like, it felt good in the moment, but today it doesn't. And so it is hard, right? The idea is emotions, though, are very fleeting. I like to call them, like, when we define depression feelings say one thing, but our thoughts say another. What we want to get comfortable with is because I did all that, I can't say I'm 100% depressed because I do the things that I love. I might feel it, but I don't, I am not it unless I do the things that cause depression. So what are some things that cause depression? I'm citing most of the time are what we like to call instant gratification, like substance use, vices, anything that's an instant feed to make us happy generally becomes depression. And so, what we want to become comfortable with is if I do this, will it depress me later? If not, I won't do it. Is there an alternative? So, let's say food wise, I know I brought up tacos, but like you were craving Taco Bell because you know how to make tacos. Do you think grandma would agree to spending money on things like, because she holds kind of an allowance for you, do you think she'd be more comfortable spending her money on the things you'll make instead of ordering? So let's say it's like, I want to make Chinese food, and you're like craving sweet and sour chicken or something like that. Is there an alternative to going purchasing chicken and making it yourself and doing? Because what you do is you're doing an action and a reward. And when you do the action and reward, it feels way more rewarding. But I will argue too and be biased. You probably your food is tastes way better than your tacos are better than Taco Bell. But for some reason, Taco Bell sounds so good, right? That's the mind. That's how we are. That's like if you make a burger, you make your own burger at home, and then you get a burger from Burger King. It's hit or miss at Burger King, but at home and when you're making it, it's never hit or miss. It's always the way you always want it, and it's always satisfying. Yeah, so those are just some reflections I'm kind of giving off, but I did want to kind of generally, I know we generally tread shorter sessions. What are some things you brought up a lot of beautiful things you're looking forward to, your grandma taking you somewhere to. Um, what are some things that you planned throughout this? Like, what do you have planned maybe this week for yourself? Outside of events outside, what do you have for yourself that you want to do? All right, amazing. So you have like a goal in mind. The idea, I'd say, is this is what I would say. I would say, Grandma, I want to be able to go here, and I'm gonna feel very hurt if we don't go. How can I earn it? What do you want me to do for you to do this part with me? And so I think she probably might compromise. Versus like, when we kind of give an idea and we're like, can we go please like this week? You said last week you think about it. What can we go soon? Because I'm like I really want to go. And so they're like, well, I'll think about it. Just like be patient, something like that. That it doesn't like give solidification. What I mean, solidification doesn't give you closure. And so what happens with no closure is you'll wrestle in your mind still about that event. You don't know if it's gonna ever happen, right? It's like it might happen, it might not now, and it's not kind of solidified. So what happens? Anxiety happens every time you think about missing out about it. You start to worry about missing out. Every time the thought of that, or even if you see something on TikTok related to Dominican people, could be a cultural video, you're going to remember that restaurant. Anxiety, and then are we going to go? I don't want to say anything. Grandma's mad, you're depressed. So that's like it's like a cycle. And I'd say we want to challenge ourselves to say, Grandma, I want to go here. How can I earn my spot to go here? Because it's like I'm sure grandma would more than likely always want to compromise for you when she sees growth. Whenever she sees you trending and putting a step that you do for yourself, not for her, but for yourself, she will always reward you. She would be more than willing to reward you with the event. Unless there was an emergency, right? Like usually, we don't, that's something understandable. I'm sure like something dramatic happens, heaven forbid, you're gonna say, "Yeah, I understand, and I know one day will still go. It's just that day was an emergency." That's different. But it's hard to take in the, "I'll think about it." I can get annoyed as well if someone told me that. I'm just being open with you, but I would say from a point of view, if someone says, "I'll think about it," it's how can we get there to not longer just think about it and make it happen? What needs to be done? Do you want me to do something from my end? Yeah. So those are some that's amazing though. You brought up, an interest and a goal, and that's beautiful. So I'd say on top of that though, I'd say I love that you have your own personal hobbies and goals. So I'd say challenge yourself to do some of that throughout your period of time when you're waiting on something in an event, continue to be present through your day and eventually you'll end up at the event versus kind of thinking about it, thinking about it, thinking about it, and then we're like doing things very through the motions. Like everything we enjoy starts to be more a duty, if that makes sense. I gotta do this because it's like I've been doing it for this long. Like you shouldn't have to be doing anything just because you've been doing it for so long. It should feel more pleasurable. So even the YouTube videos that you create and the TikTok videos, it's kind of like has to kind of feel rewarding when you're doing them. And so that's why you continue to do it. It's hard to do something that's not. So what we want to be able to do is prove to ourselves, become a testament of self so that way we can find fulfillment every time we are rewarded. Like what you were doing with I would say with working with that person when they were kind of solidifying maybe a job placement. I'm sure no one wants to go through that. Like, oh, I gotta go to the school today, or I gotta meet with this so and so. We'll see how it goes. Same old. We might say that, but then you'd go through it, and then you changes your mind, and you're happy for that moment. So that's the idea. It's the same within our own personal hobbies. So challenge that. That's what I'd say. But um, outside of kind of what we've discussed, any thoughts or topics potentially or questions that you might have for me, or are you comfortable where we are at session to go into scheduling? Okay, beautiful. I know we've been trending every 2 weeks. Is that the same thing you want to keep? What does your schedule kind of look like upcoming? Okay. Okay, beautiful. So I'm just opening up my schedule to go into the 2 weeks.
I tell him eat the cookie 'cause it's good for him. And when he eats the cookie, he got good